Brain fog or memory problems at work. Now, this is very common and it can be very difficult when we're at work and we've got so much anxiety that we begin to get burdened by it and it tires us out and we get burned out and we get stressed out and our intellect begins to suffer. Our brain power goes down and we experience what many call brain fog. Now, what's really going on here? Well, if you think about it, I'll never forget. I was on a call with a coach, and he said something that really hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, "There is nothing more exhausting than overthinking," and that really struck me. That really hit me like a ton of bricks because if I had looked at my life at that time and I looked around at, how many times I was getting sick and, how stressed out I was getting and everything else, I just I didn't see until that moment. I didn't see how that was overthinking. And when I heard that, and I heard it at a very deep level, I was able to step back and take a look at, oh, wait a minute, where in my life am I just grinding? I've just got way too much on my mind about a particular subject, about something in my life. And so when we're at work, that's an environment where we spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of time with people that normally outside of work we probably wouldn't be hanging out with, right? But we're in a situation where we need to work together, where we need to create teams, where we need to come together for a singular purpose, hopefully, right? And if we have a lot on our minds, if we have thoughts such as, oh, I don't know if that person likes me. Oh, I don't know if I'm good enough for this. Oh, I feel like an imposter. Oh, what do they think about me? Oh, I think they're not doing it right. What's going on over here? How are we going to get this done? If we have all these thoughts floating around in our head, well, that begins to weigh us down and it begins to affect our nervous system. Now, as our nervous system is being hammered with all of that cortisol and adrenaline, our immune system begins to suffer. And in my opinion, this is what autoimmune diseases are about. It's about a continued stress response being pumped into our nervous system. And that stress response is thinking. It's stressful thinking. And so when we begin to understand that correlation and we take a look at what might happen if we step out of that thinking. Now, I tend to say that a lot, but what does that even mean? Stepping out of that thinking. Well, to me, it's waking up to the fact that it's thought. It's waking up to the fact that it's thought that is creating this stress response. The thing is, most of us live our lives without ever really seeing this. And if we do, it kind of just comes and goes and we sort of take it for granted. We've all had that experience where you're caught up in something, you're caught up in something, and at some point you just go, oh, I give up, I let go. And it's that letting go that creates space for new information to come in, for new wisdom and new insight. And so when it comes to social and performance anxiety at work, these are things that I really, really enjoy helping people with because as more and more people suffer from social anxiety and performance anxiety at work, the workplace becomes more and more difficult to deal with. And as the workplace gets gummed up and more difficult to deal with, there's less production, there's decisions made that are less than ideal, and things just don't move forward in the right direction. See, I believe that the more healthy we are, the more we can thrive and the better example we can be for other people in our environments, especially when we're hanging out in an environment for many hours of our day and our life. And so one of the teachers that I really appreciate once said that the entire world everyone is, I'm paraphrasing, but he says everyone is sitting in the middle of mental health and well-being. They just don't realize it. And my intention, my goal with all of my clients is to help them realize that very thing.